We back, baby. We are back. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. We back for more. We back for
Yeah,
more.
man. This is, you know, we about to do this crazy show because it's Halloween time, man, and it's we've been watching scary movies. I don't know about you, bro. I've been watching a lot of scary movies lately, yo. I don't know what's going on.
See, so here's the thing: scary movies don't do it for me. So this is
Okay.
a bad season for me.
I
Every
know a
time I
scary
watch
movie
it,
that's going to do it for you. I know.
oh
But
yeah. That's true. That's if they pick it. They
right.
might not pick it. Well,
Don't worry.
I guess
I'll
the
make
other
sure
ones. We might have to do a bonus episode or something just to get that one in because that's like the only one.
Didn't we miss one Wednesday because we started?
No, we didn't. We didn't
We
because I
didn't
think
miss
the
one. So
first was
that
like on
Wednesday
a
was still
Thursday
in
or something like
September.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
Guys,
so
Anthony is scared of a movie, and I'm not going to say what it is. But I hope you guys vote on that movie next week when we come back. All right. So I'm hoping you guys vote on that movie. But guys, welcome to the Extreme Show, guys. This is the Extreme Show, sponsored by Shoot the Breeze Pod TV. And we are excited to talk to you guys today about a certain movie you guys voted on by Stephen King. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and kick off, the formalities where they can find us. Listen, we're on Facebook, so please give us a follow, a like. Please make sure you follow and like. I know that's two different things, and I'm hoping they're tied together, but the followers are the ones that get all the good stuff, the goodies. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you follow us on Facebook at Extreme Show.
or else you're gonna miss stuff.
Huh?
You're gonna miss stuff if you don't.
You're gonna miss the goodies, right? And make sure you also follow us on IG and on Twitter at Extreme Show. We're also podcasting live. So with us podcasting live, we're going to turn this into a podcast for all those that are listening. So you can follow us at your one-stop shop. That's anchor.fm. Listen, go to anchor.fm/Shoot the Breeze Pod TV. And this episode, what did we call this episode?
The corny episode.
No, it's not called the corny episode.
Well, it goes with the movie.
I know, but that's not what we called it. Mariah Lee, what's good? Hi, Miss Debbie. No, that's not what we called it. I called it
Did we call it something?
I did call it something. Something about Wanderer, come get your woman. I got your woman or something like that, or whatever. If they know
I have
about this,
no idea what you're talking about right now.
Okay, so you didn't pay attention to the lines from the movie. But again, go to anchor.fm/Shoot the Breeze Pod TV. And if you're listening to us on your great podcasting network, please on Apple Podcasts, make sure you guys give us the 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars for us go a long ways, and we truly appreciate that. And if you're following us here, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And you know what? While you're liking and subscribing, make sure you just share it with a friend, because sharing it goes a long way. Remember that old saying, Anthony, word of mouth? Remember that? That used to do wonders back in the 70s and the 80s.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, baby. Oh, they don't know nothing about caring. I can't wait till we have to break down like cartoon movies. It's going to be crazy. People don't know about the Care Bear movie. That movie go back to like this.
You know what I would like to do is Transformers.
The movie, though.
The movie.
The cartoon movie.
The 80s movie, yes.
Hold on, let me pull my mic back. You got the touch.
That's right.
Baby, you got the power.
Uh-oh. Debbie knows what's going on.
That's what I'm talking about.
He knows what's going on.
Listen, Outlander. What did I say? The Wanderer? I said The Wanderer. Peachy corrected me. I said Outlander. That's why Anthony didn't know who the heck I was talking about. Guys, thank you again for tuning into the corny episode. Because we're going to talk about this movie that involves corn. All right? So we put out a poll on the Shoot the Breeze. I put it on the Shoot the Breeze Twitter, but we also put the poll out on the Extreme Show Twitter account. And you guys, remember, this show is for you, so you guys get to vote, and we got to do what you say.
We only pick 4 movies.
We
and
picked
then you
the
guys
4
decide
movies.
what you want.
Now
we did have a theme though.
Remind them how we picked the 4 movies, because they probably like, why they call this the Extreme Show and they spell stream wrong.
Okay, so we didn't spell it wrong. Surprise. So it has to be available on streaming services, and not like a rental or anything like that. Like Netflix, and I know you pay for those anyways, but a lot of people are already paying for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. Was this the one that was available on YouTube as well?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so this was available on YouTube for free, so there were no excuses. Free 99 minus the 99. But so it has to be streaming. Now, what we did this week is we did have a theme. We had a Stephen King theme. So the four movies were Stephen King movies, and this was a blowout. People want to see Children of the Corn for some reason.
I because people remember watching this movie back in the
Yes,
80s.
that's what I think it is. I think people are nostalgic for it.
Right. And, when I watched it in the 80s, I was scared. Just because, I probably didn't have corn for a good 5 or 6 years of my life until I got the movie out of my system. But that's when I was young and I didn't understand scary movies. Then I was just scared, between the music, the blood, and the stuff that's going on in these movies, it was scary.
Well, here's the thing. When I watched it, I watched it last night, and I did it at night because
it's clearly not the 80s.
Right. So I watched it at night, and while I'm watching it, I thought to myself, did I watch this movie before? Because I don't remember. I remember parts of it, but not the whole thing. But that could just be me trying to forget it.
I hear you.
You know?
I kind of felt
as a kid. Maybe I blocked it out.
I kind of felt the same way. Shout out to Peachy Brown too. I call her my cousin. This is my cousin, man. Anybody with the last name Brown, we family. I don't know how. That's just what we are. We're family. But she actually was the inspiration for this show. She's a huge Stephen King fan, and she wants us to do like a Stephen King saga, like not just all his movies. Because I didn't know he did Misery.
Yeah, I told you Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption.
Why is he making good movies? I mean,
well, here's the thing. It all depends on who's making it because
they're directing it. You're right.
Some people make crap.
Wait, so right,
and then some people make Shawshank, which is like regarded as one of the best movies ever
of all time. Yeah, I got you. And remember, Stephen King doesn't make the movies, right? He's the writer. He wrote the books, and then they get directors to make this movie. So let's go ahead and get into this show, man, because people are waiting. We are the Extreme Show. We are going to be streaming Children of the Corn. Okay.
Children of the Corn.
Directed
by Fritz Kurst. I don't know how to say his last name. It's weird.
Sounds good to me.
So here's a description. A young couple is trapped in a remote town where a dangerous religious cult of children believes that everyone over the age of 18 must be killed. 1984 film, 1 hour and 32 minutes. IMDb has it at 5.7. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 35%.
Now, wait a minute, man. There was no IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes in 1984. It was Siskel and Ebert. I want to know what Siskel and Ebert rated this film.
You know what? I wonder what they did. Can you find that? If only there was a way.
We got computers, right?
If only there was a website we can go to.
I want to know what Siskel and Ebert rated this film because maybe they're running IMDb, DBT, and whatever because their ratings are relatively low. I don't know if you realize that, but it's hard to get a 7 on them joints, yo. It's like a 7 is like an A+. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to get a 7.
I will say that when I saw the rating, immediately I thought, wait, Killer Clowns from Outer Space did better than this?
See what I'm saying?
And it did way better.
See what I'm saying? Now Killer Clowns was what, 80, 89? 86?
It was 85, I think it was.
I think it was
85. A year later.
Was it 85?
Yeah, I believe it was 85. And Roger Ebert gave it 1 star, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Children of the Corn. I don't see anything for it.
Shout out to IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes then. I'm sorry. Siskel and Ebert, they don't play around. Back in the day when Anthony and I were growing up, we used to watch a TV show called Siskel and Ebert, and they would go on TV and rate.
They were the critics.
They were
IMDb. They were Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm trying to tell you.
And they made a lot of money.
And what a job, yo. That's the kind of job we're trying to do. That's why we're having this show, right? We're trying to revive, the Breezie and Anthony. We got to get you a Breezy name. We got to get your name with 2 syllables or something like that. Yeah, he's okay. All right. So guys, listen, we had to watch this movie and let's talk about first impressions of the movie. Wait, before we even get into the movie, 1984, crazy year.
Crazy year for movies.
Movies was out the yin yang. Look, we had some movies. I'm gonna throw a couple at you. The Karate Kid.
Yep. Oh, I did have Karate Kid in my list, by the way.
My bad, I can't read. Right? Ghostbusters. Ray Parker.
Great soundtrack.
Great sound. I just like that one song. And then the Terminator.
Terminator, which had Sarah Connor in this movie as well.
That's James Cameron, right?
Yep.
What other movies?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a friend on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Beverly Hills Cop was one of the worst movies ever. And I can't figure out how Beverly Hills
Why?
Cop is bad.
Wait, you're not friends with them anymore, are you?
I probably don't. He's probably on the
You
back of
block
my.
him?
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know
good.
if I blocked him because he probably voted on this movie.
Did you mute him for a little bit? Put him in mute for a little bit. Mute jail.
I could put him in timeout. He could definitely go in timeout. Like, I don't understand how Beverly Hills Cop is a bad movie. If people like Rush Hour, they should love Beverly Hills Cop
because that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what Rush Hour is, and I bet you they love Rush Hour.
Exactly. I should have asked them too.
And 48 Hours. Well,
no, 48 Hours was different. That was like Beverly Hills Cop rated R.
Right.
Rated R.
Beverly Hills Cop was, I think, better than Rush Hour. I think so. Eddie Murphy, man.
But Chris Tucker Jackie Chan combo was better than
Chris Tucker was just loud. That's it.
No, but he was funny. Don't say he was just loud.
He was obnoxious a little bit sometimes.
All right, so we're done with 1984 movies. Let's get into this film.
Gremlins, Dune.
How can I forget about Gremlins? Oh my God.
The Natural, one of the best baseball movies.
Yes. So 84 was a good year, right? 84 was a good year. Yes,
Never-ending Story. Sorry, the list goes on.
The list could go on for days. 84 evidently was a good year.
Very good year.
I was 3 years old. I wasn't watching any of these movies at 3.
I was 7.
You're old.
So I probably was watching things like Never-ending Story.
So I seen that. Remember Sebastian?
Yes.
So I know about Never-ending Story.
Atreyu.
Yeah. All right. That movie was 2.5 hours. Yo, we got to do a show.
Epic.
Yeah, it was an epic film. I can't wait till we start breaking down classic films from the 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to these horror films, man. People are here. They probably want to know what's going on with Children of the Corn. I was about to call it the Corn Rolls. So, guys, we're going to crack this movie open. Listen, my first impressions of this film were this was it. Now, I'm telling you, I seen it when I was young, and I probably wasn't supposed to be watching it. But I kind of see why it got like a 5-something rating.
Yes. It wasn't great. It had moments.
It did have moments.
It had moments. The guy playing Malachi, I forgot his name. I had it written down somewhere. You've seen him everywhere. He's been in things.
I want to say he has. I thought he has, but I can't think of some other movies he's played in.
He was in Can't Buy Me Love. Not sure if you saw that.
Okay.
And another movie, I forgot what it was.
I don't know, but we could always look it up.
But he has that look though that people like, I guess. He was a little creepy. And I would say that the Pilgrim kid, he was actually pretty good.
First of all, there was no one creepier than Isaac. Okay, so Isaac. All right. Speaking of creepy, let's get down to it. I was about to say the nitty gritty, wrong show, but let's get down to it. All right, check this out. Right, we're going to show you some clips from this movie. All right, and I'm going to start off with the first scene because to me, the first scene was straight gangster. All right, this scene reminded me. I call it the diner scene. You can call it the malt shop. You can call it the ice cream parlor. But there was more than just
the meat market after this.
All right. Now, you know what this scene reminded me of before we kick this scene off, bro?
What?
Did you ever see the movie Untouchables?
Yes.
Remember how gangster it was when the little girl walked out and said, Master, you forgot your briefcase.
Yes.
Like, this had an epic. So right away, bro, I was drawn in to this movie. I don't remember when the Untouchables was made. I want to say that was like 89 or something like that. 88.
Might have been 90s.
Might have been. No, I think it was the 8. It might have been the 90s. You're right.
Yeah, it might be early 90s.
Who was that? Kevin
Costner, Sean Connery.
Yeah. So I'm saying to myself, this opening scene is about to go down. Kid lock the door. I'm like, I'm all in.
Let me tell you what it brought me to.
Okay.
Was it? I don't remember if it was Goodfellas or Bronx Tale. I get them mixed up. But when the guys are in kind of like not a diner but a bar, and the dude locks the door and said, "Now you can't leave."
I think that's Goodfellas, bro.
Was that Goodfellas?
Somebody was about to
where he gave him a chance to leave. He didn't leave, and then he locked the door and he said, "Now you can't leave." Then big dude came out from the back with a bat.
Yes, sir.
That's what it reminded me of when he locked the door. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. All right, man. Let's click open this. Let's get this clip going, man, for the peoples out here. Now, this is relatively long. All right. So I'm just going to.
Knew what was going to be going on and all that stuff.
All right, guys. That was the opening scene. I mean, it started with them coming out of church. So they left church 1st. Sarah was sick. The boy's name is Job. They all got biblical names. This is a Bible story movie. So if you guys didn't go to Bible school, just go watch this movie. All right. So they got all the biblical names in this joint, right? Look, Jackie said this was such a weird movie. It was weird.
It was a weird movie.
That's my point. Like, it was really weird. Shout out to also we had our movies wrong, so my apology. Danny Terry says it was Bronx Tale.
Okay.
Look, every time
I said it was either one.
Every time something happened in the bar, I know something about to go down. So Danny, thank you, man. Sonny said
anytime it involves the mafia, you hit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great movie too. Bronx Tale is definitely going to be on our list. Hopefully it's streaming so we can go ahead and review it. But listen, I got some questions about that scene. Number one, Joe watched his father get axe murdered, yo. It didn't faze the boy.
Didn't faze him at all.
That's a problem.
or maybe that's just how he was just stunned. Who knows?
He wasn't in shock. The boy, if the blood didn't get on his mouth, he probably would have just kept drinking his milkshake.
I tell you what, that milkshake did look
good. That milkshake looked matter of fact, when I
tilted it back, it didn't even move.
When I watched this clip, I promise you 3 days later, I had a milkshake, bro. Strawberry, just like in the movie. I promise. That joint.
Did anybody die?
I don't know. People probably died. I just don't know them. I'm just telling you that milkshake went down.
You're just so into the milkshake.
I can tell you what.
Who cares what happened around you?
I'm lactose intolerant, so whoever was around me probably ended up dead.
You're dead now.
Oh yeah, because that milkshake did me right and did somebody else right. But listen, this scene, I'm saying to myself, this movie from the jump was supposed to be like the bomb, and then the storyline started to set in. You know what I mean? Like the story started to get along, and you're like, then that's when Sarah Connor and the dude, I can't remember their names for some reason. They were like the protagonist characters of the movie, and I can't even remember their names because I was focused on the kids.
So should we say what's going on in the town?
Let's say what's going on in the town. Matter of fact, they're in Nebraska. They're in a town in Nebraska
called Gatlin.
There's 2 towns in Nebraska that we need to know about. Gatlin and the one that start with H.
Yeah, the one that they were trying to get to, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here's the deal. They kill anybody that is 19 and over. So if you're 18 and under, you're good. So here's the deal with that cult. If I'm anywhere near 18, I'm not joining that cult.
You had no choice.
I don't know. I'm not joining that cult. I'm getting out of town. If I'm 17, I'm out.
All right. Listen. How you gonna get out of town, bro? Matter of fact, a kid tried to get out of town. What happened?
Yeah, but that was after they had already taken over the town.
Yeah, but the point
that was 3 years later.
That wasn't 3 years later after that. You saying that was 3 years after that scene?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, that happened. The diner scene was 1980, and then later on it was 1983.
But it didn't look like Job and Sarah got older.
It didn't look like anybody got older.
Good point. Great point.
Oh, how about this is the second movie in a row. I know we've only done 2 episodes. Second movie in a row where an old guy and a dog bite it.
Good point. So 80s movies, we noticed a trend. There's an old guy and a dog that get to get right. They die. They gone. No, you're right. I never thought about that.
Yeah, when I saw him, I was like, come on, not again.
I never thought about that, bro.
I mean, he was a mechanic and he had like a little mechanic outfit on, but it was still an overall. It's still one piece.
Look, all I'm saying is from the beginning of the movie, that scene happens. Then you're telling me 3 years later, 4 years later, the next scene happens.
Yep.
It was a problem.
Yes, because he's writing on something and it says 1983. So it's 3 years later. That's why there's nobody there. They took over everything.
Okay.
Yep.
So explain what happens when the kid tries to escape.
Oh, they get him.
Who
they get him good? Was it Malachi in them?
Malachi. So you saw Malachi in this clip. If you guys go
Again,
back,
Malachi.
well, Malachi was like he was one of the antagonist characters in the
Yeah,
movie, right?
he's the enforcer.
He's the enforcer. He's the sheriff of the cult kids.
Yep.
Let's do a quick backstory on these children, right? So apparently they didn't tell much about these kids or how they became of this cult, but their leader was Isaac, and Isaac was into the church, apparently, right? He was
Yeah,
apparently
but he was weird
but
about it.
I think he was taken over by the devil at some point. I think he made a deal with the devil or something. Something happened where something demonic comes in, and there's this evil force in the cornfields.
I feel like that happened at the end.
No. That was always there.
No. I mean him getting possessed or whatever.
Right, but that's my point. Like that's where we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to that part. We'll get to that part. Matter of fact, that part's coming up soon. Matter of fact, because we're just trying to give the people leeway to that part. But you're right, that does happen. But my point is, I think he was the gatekeeper between like not having the spirit realm take over, because he was still trying to enforce the, God is telling me to do this, so we do this. Right? That's what was going on. And Malachi was like, man, bump all that, man. Bump all that. He ain't telling you to do this. We're gonna catch these people. That's why we titled the show the Outlander. We have your woman. Like that's what this was all about. Now let's talk about.
I think he just wanted to kill people.
You think who? Oh, Malachi.
Malachi. Yeah, he was just in it to kill. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all he was interested in.
Okay, all right. So we on to something. We on to something. So now what happens later on is they're driving down the road, right? They're trying to get somewhere. We don't know. I forgot where they were going. Didn't really matter because they were trying to get out of wherever they were going, and they had to go through these cornfields. Now, why did they drive off into a cornfield? Beats the heck.
How did they end up in the cornfield? It doesn't look like a road.
I must have fell asleep. I
think they fell asleep too.
Something happened because they woke up in a cornfield after the accident. Right. And I'm like,
did they drive into the cornfield? Maybe I fell asleep too.
Now, here's what bugged me out about this movie. These children, they were everywhere.
Yep.
And they got from point A to point B, unless this is 1984. I don't know if they had hoverboards or what, but they were where they needed to be when they needed to be there before the people got there so that they can do the killing. There's no way that the kid gets killed escaping the farmhouse because no one was near them. Right. He ran through the back of the cornfields and my man Malachi was there just chilling.
Chilling. And the kid was out. He was running.
Audi 5000.
Why isn't Malachi out of breath?
It was like he's chasing him. That's why I wanted to know. Maybe the spirit.
Maybe, but now that I think about it, that's like every movie. The killer is never tired. He's never out of breath. They're in great shape.
I gotta talk to Jason about that. Shout out to Jason for this hat too. This Friday the 13th hat. I gotta ask him, how come he was never out of breath? Or how did Michael Myers always pop up at the right place at the right time?
Right.
We get Freddy. Freddy, the only one that makes sense.
Right, because he's in a dream.
Exactly.
He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly. But back to the corn kids. So I'm saying to myself, these kids are some bad mojos, right? Like they really about it. They believe because everything they were doing was for the name of the Lord. Like matter of fact, let's go ahead and watch this clip. Let's see if I have that clip. Matter of fact, I think I might have to share it again.
Don't set it up and not have it.
No, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know if it was in here or out there.
Did you notice everywhere. In the motel scene, that motel furniture looks just like furniture today in motels?
Wow, that's a good point. Stand by. So I called this scene the corn rolls. And it's funny because you didn't know that, but I titled it the corn rolls, and I called it the corn rolls because all I could think about is girls getting their hair in corn rolls or boys, you know how it be.
Yeah.
All right. So I called it corn rolls because a lot of stuff is about to happen in this particular scene. So setting this scene up, apparently I'm frozen out there in the cyber world. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but as long as you can hear me, this will be on the podcast and you guys will be able to hear me with no glitches. But as far as seeing me, it is what it is. We're going to keep this popping. Let's go ahead and share this joint, man, because I really want them to see about this scene right here. This scene kind of like really gave us the preface of how these kids interacted and who they were and what they were about. man, if he wanted to start preaching, we got him. You know what I mean? That's what we do. Listen, I'm trying to tell you this. They were a church group, man.
They were a church group.
They were a church group in Nebraska. These kids were into
that was a ministry right there.
That was straight up youth ministry. You might as well call them adult ministry because they kill all the adults. Here, I just don't understand how kids can kill all the adults and think they're gonna make it. Because who's gonna go to work? Oh, they killed all the work.
Who's gonna feed them? Well, they got corn, I guess.
Man, I can't live off
that's
corn.
That's all they got. And if you look around the town, everything's made out of corn.
Everything.
There were like cups and bowls and stuff made out of corn. It was nothing but real bowls with just like bedazzled corn on the side of it.
Look, this movie makes me not want to go to Nebraska. Now, I know it's different now, but tractors and corns and fields, I'm gonna think there's children in the cornfields, and I'm gonna think like Jeepers Creepers guys out there somewhere.
Oh, oof. Let me see those eyes.
Crazy. Okay, people are saying that they lost us on YouTube, and I think I know why.
Because we're playing the movie, probably.
Because we're playing the clips of the movie.
But it's back.
So what we'll do is
on YouTube. Okay, so on Facebook we're good.
Right. So what I'll do is we'll stop playing the clips.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we'll see what happens because right now I don't see us kicked off of YouTube. All right. So shout out to YouTube for blocking us. We appreciate them, even though we see clips on there all the time.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Even though Children of the Corn is on there.
Yeah, I don't know why we get hated on, you know? Praise God, praise the Lord. Yeah. All right, so that's it with the clips, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about this movie some more, man. All right, so at that scene, the children were plotting to get the two people that were, in the town, and all those two people wanted to do is get the heck out. Like
that's it. No, they were trying to report a murder. Wasn't that?
They were trying to report the murder. They wanted to go to the sheriff's office, so they split up.
Mm-hmm.
One stayed with the kids, and one went, into the town. The guy goes into the town, and it is what it is. Policy violation. Okay, so we'll take it off.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're gonna keep this show going. All right, so we're
on YouTube. You said it's running now, though.
I don't know if it's running on YouTube.
Okay.
I can't tell. I think people are saying that it's not. I see the
numbers. Facebook. Everybody run to Facebook.
It's definitely playing on the Shoot the Breeze channel on YouTube, so it's weird. We won't show any more scenes. We got you, Miss Deb. Thank you so much. Yo, we promise. Thank you, people. Thank you guys in the comments for just keeping us up afloat. Those that are listening to us on the podcast, this is awesome. You guys are getting the real experience
this is
of the
raw
Extreme Show. Super raw, right? So so that kind of, I got pictures, but I forget the pictures.
I think we could do pictures. We just can't do videos.
All right.
We can't do audio, I guess.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to reenact these scenes myself, put my own audio up on them joints.
So this was like a Peter Pan gone bad.
Right? So you trying to say, well, Peter Pan was pretty bad too now that you think about it. Like
he was bad. He was bad like just kid, like being a bad kid.
They always some bad
killing nobody. He did end up kind of having to do with something with Hook dying.
We don't know if they killed anybody. You know what I'm saying? Disney kind of kept that on the down low, but Hook was the bad guy. He was the antagonist.
Yeah,
don't be mad if I talk in protagonist and antagonist. I'm kind of teaching my kids about the two different characters. So it's gonna be
kind of like when you first learn how to spit. You just keep spitting.
Boom, you on it, baby. Or the
so you must have just learned about protagonist and antagonist.
It's like this is something that I just learned about, and now I'm super happy that my students are learning about it too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're writing horror stories. All right. So
cool. Look, the Mac says we're still on, so that's good.
Right. Thank you, Mac. The Mac. Just call me the Mac. All right. So look, guys, they're at the point where they want to attack these two people because there's only two more adults in the town. They thought they killed everybody.
Not supposed to be there,
and they're not supposed to be there because whatever is going to go down is going to go down. I wonder if what went down wouldn't have went down if what went down happened.
Probably not. Probably not because they wouldn't have run out of gas. Or maybe they would have at some point, but they wouldn't have ran out of gas there. They went to that gas station with that. Well, he didn't have any gas, but that mechanic dude, the old guy.
And once again, who was there for the kill?
Malachi. He's a killer.
He just left the kid on the side of the road, and then he was at the gas station killing the old dude with the dog.
He was a ninja, though. He was popping up everywhere and leaving and ghosting.
I tell you what, I want a Malachi on my team, but
I mean, you don't want killing people.
I want a Malachi on my team. Listen, but you know that old saying, it is biblical too. You know, in every camp there's a Judas.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Malachi was the Judas.
Towards the end, he became like a Judas because he went against Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of deals did they have with people on the outside towns? Because the old guy said that, you know, he was like, I didn't send them over there. I stuck to our deal.
Did say that. Like that is a great question. Good job. You watched the movie. You broke it down.
I wonder what kind of deals they had with these folks.
Before the old man Yeller.
The old man was supplying them with
food.
With something.
It was
gas.
It was gasoline for their machines, to keep their machines running, or probably keep that machine that sprayed the crops, the gas, that big old machine at the end. It probably has something to do with that. What's good, Swifty 81? It probably has something to do with that as well.
So that's probably how they, you know, you asked how did they stay afloat without adults being there? They made deals with the towns next to them, you know, probably saying we'll take you out if you don't give us stuff.
Yo, can I go back to my first statement? This group of kids were gangster in 84, bro. 84. And they had sickles and they was killing people with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were killing people with farming tools.
Yo, it was crazy. So so the kids are back at it. They're out on the town. Just about every adult that didn't get down and lay down, they were the original state property. Let's say that. They were the original state P, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man from the 49ers Empire. We appreciate you, Akeem. Thanks for tuning in, baby. They were the original state P, bro. Yep. That's who they were. It was like get down and lay down. They just didn't say it like that because Isaac walked by you and gave you the look.
Right.
And you either got down or lay down.
You were done.
Yeah. And Malachi was the enforcer, like you said. When they get to these people, right? So they get Outlander's woman. That's where the quote comes from. Outlander! Outlander! We have your woman!
They sure did. They had her crucified on a corn cross.
Before they even got to the corn, bro, because they had already tied up Isaac.
Oh yeah, no. Let's talk about when they were in the house. When she was in the house.
Yo, I'm trying to. Yo, this movie was dope. Now that now that we talking about it, this movie was dope. I don't care what you say.
If you watch Terminator first and then watch this, it's two different
Sarah Connors,
two different Linda Hamiltons,
right? Who looked good, by the way. I know she was old in the last Terminator, but she was still cut.
I gotta watch that. I think it's on Amazon.
It's on something, but it was good. I think it is on Amazon Prime. I seen it when I was watching.
I'll watch it tonight. Why not? I'll watch it tonight. But even she didn't age well though. Her face, you know, or maybe she's just one of those people that didn't get work done. That could be it too.
Or the makeup in that. I don't know what she looks like outside of the movie, but the makeup in that movie might have wanted her to be older because we haven't heard from Sarah Connor in forever.
It's like you only hear from her when another Terminator movie comes out.
Right.
but in this movie, she didn't look bad.
No, she was
a tenderoni in this. She was just stupid.
The truth about Roni. She's a sweet little girl. Woo! They don't know nothing about that double B. All right, man. So
but how about when they were coming in the room and she grabs the lamp?
Bro, what the heck was she?
They are right there.
I'm gonna put my mic on pause.
Right in front of her.
Bro.
And she throws it at the wall.
Bro. She missed everybody.
She couldn't hit the floor if she was aiming at the floor. I don't know. It angered me.
Can somebody who's watching the show live please tell me the name of the Outlander, the guy? Because I'm just gonna call him Outlander 1 and then Outlander 2, because that's what the adults were called if they weren't kids.
Right. They're all Outlanders.
Right, because the guy, that's my guy, yo. That's my guy.
He's been in one too, like TV shows.
He didn't back down. He was on. Wasn't he from 30 something or something?
Yeah.
He didn't back down from anybody. And number one, you should never, ever, ever back down from a kid. You whoop a kid's tail if a kid come at you, and I give mad props to the Outlander dude because that's exactly what he did. And I wish I had the clip. Matter of fact, I called
in the church, right?
Yo, I called this clip. No, this was in the cornfields.
Okay, because he was shoving them in the church too.
This was in the cornfields when he had the Mortal Kombat match with Vicky was the girl, Vicky was Sarah Connor, and Bert. Yeah. So I told you PG she read the book.
She's on.
You can't get by a person that's read the book. You know what I'm saying? They got different names in the book. They got multiple characters. I called this scene the Mortal Kombat scene. I think I know why I was frozen now and why Anthony wasn't, because I was streaming it. So
right. Yeah, but you're still frozen.
I'm still frozen now?
Yeah. Well, now you're back. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah. So while Anthony's taking a small baby break, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We still have some more to review on this movie. At first I was saying to myself, this movie was like not trash, but just not like, your typical horror film. I always said Stephen King to me was a hit or miss. He has plenty of other films out there that I just didn't really like, but I definitely liked like The Shining, Needful Things, and these are his books that were turned into movies. It was obviously a scary joint. That's something that many of you guys who of today can relate to, especially when I asked my students. I said, do you know who Stephen King is? And they were like, no. And I'm like, okay. Do you know the movie It? Yup. That's Stephen King. But they didn't know what The Shining was. And I was like, man, your parents failed you. The Shining had to be one of the greatest stories of all time. Like, think about another guy who goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, trapped in a hotel with his family. I wish that was streaming, but unfortunately, we got to pick the movies that are streaming because it's only fair to you because everybody doesn't own movies, right? So we try to pick the ones that are streaming so you guys can vote on the movies that are streaming. And that's why we chose these 4 movies. But back to Stephen King, back to Children of the Corn. It was a crazy movie. Daniel, please don't lie to me, bro. Please tell me the movie was really good. Like you said, it was amazing. So Daniel says that Dr. Sleep was amazing. Dr. Sleep is streaming, but my co-partner over here with the baby mama drama, whatever you want to call it, won't let us watch it because he says it's too new. I want to watch it. It's the sequel to The Shining. I don't care if he's 40-something. I want to know what happens to Danny because Danny was messed up from the jump. Cat was seeing dead people. Rad Rob. I really want to know what went on with Danny. And speaking of Danny, Daniel says that the Dr. Sleep was amazing. So I'm probably gonna have to go sneak attack and watch that joint and just throw it into our next week's show when we start talking about horror movies next week. But back to this movie, Children of the Corn. So we're at the part now where they're back in the cornfield, right? All the stuff has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bert is looking for Vicky. He knows where Vicky is, so he goes to the cornfield. Little man Job, that's his name. Job knows how to get to the cornfield. So Job gets Bert to the cornfield. They sneak into the joint. And my man Bert, man, I'm telling you, there had to be like 35 to 40 kids. But they were kids to him. They were kids.
Yeah.
So he went in there man mode and was trying to take all of the kids out.
Yep. Joe was about it too. Joe
was hard-headed, but you know what? Joe was still mad they killed his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell because Job wasn't trying to get down, but they played the game. Speaking of game, they was playing Monopoly in this game, right?
They were playing Monopoly. And guess what? Even people in Nebraska, even Children of the Corn, cheat at Monopoly.
Facts.
Because she was cheating at Monopoly.
She was Sarah. That's because Sarah can see stuff happening.
Yeah, that's another cheat. That's another cheat. She could see what's going on.
Yeah, what's
happening in the future.
Sarah was a cheater. Who was older, Sarah or Joe?
Were they twins? Because they seemed like they were the same age.
But it seemed like Sarah knew more. But that's probably why she had the gift. She had the sixth sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes perfect sense.
They could have been twins. Who knows?
Yeah. But what was his? So she had the sixth sense specialty. What did Job have?
He had nothing. He had a hard head.
He wasn't scared of anybody.
He wasn't.
And he didn't get emotional when stuff happened. Look, if they killed my rabbit, I'd have been like, no, they killed his dad. Kid was just like,
they didn't even talk about him. It's like it never happened.
This movie was too cold, yo.
Cold
police officer on the corn cross, bro.
Bones.
He had to be there
in a uniform,
right? But so he had to been there for some years to be Bones. I just realized that the picture just came to my head. I had a video clip.
That was a true scarecrow. That'll keep more than crows away.
Yo, that was keeping
keep everybody away.
Well, it attracted flies at first, so that probably kept
right. Them worms and
and listen, man. All I'm saying, bro, is the movie got better and corny after this because it got the fight scene was dope. Like I said, Bert started just Mortal Kombat and everybody. He was finishing everybody, yo. He was just knocking heads off, knocking heads out. He ends up getting into a fight with the protagonist character, our man Malachi. Now, this was after Malachi put Isaac and had the kids put Isaac up on the cross.
Yep.
And Isaac was
that after he bit it?
He bit what?
Like died. Was that after he died?
No, he was gonna. The fight happened before I can't remember now.
It happened after.
I had the daggone clip, but you know what I'm saying. You two tried to clip. Yeah. So listen, Malachi dies. Malachi knew he was gonna die because that spirit was coming. So I think they were doing everything up into this spirit day. I think this day was coming, and that's why they had to make the sacrifice. That's why there was people for a long time. And they had to make
it seemed like it was like an annual thing, right?
Yes, not like annual, but like a certain time, like a what's
the pit called in Return of the Jedi? That pit that they toss people in.
Man, I wish Donnie was on here. You know, Donnie knows everything about.
I
don't know. All I'm saying is this date was marked on their on the kids' calendar.
Yeah,
because of the deal Isaac must have made or whatnot, and from that deal is when all stuff was about to hit the fan, right? Everything was about to go down. But that's why I asked you.
Sound like Pitt, thank you. Oh, that's my boy Dan.
That's why I asked you what this had went down. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Outlanders didn't show up.
I think it would have gone down, but they would just had to go find somebody. Or no, it could have been that kid that was mad hype that he was turning 19. Remember?
Oh, that's what. There you go. It was his ceremony. It was his ceremony. He was the sacrifice. Good point. Good call. That's why I have a partner. That's exactly why we tag team this joint up. We are the Rockers.
He was way too excited.
He wanted to be sanctified, crucified. So you knew it. He had the mark and everything. Like that's when I realized it was a coat. He was thinking about that milkshake more than his father. Danny, you ain't right, yo. All right,
I was too.
I wish I could show that milkshake again, yo.
You did.
There's no way that milkshake had Friendly's milkshakes look like they was on like crack. That milkshake was fat, thick.
Yeah,
the whipped cream, the cherry didn't fall in the middle. It was like
hold it like this, and nothing would have came out.
Yeah, that milkshake was tight. That milkshake was tight.
And you know what? He made it look real good because he said F the straw. He took the straw out and put it to his mouth.
They didn't use metal straws back then either. They had the good old plastic straws before COVID straws. You know what I'm saying?
No paper straws either.
No paper straws, yo. It was
but it didn't matter. He didn't use a straw anyways. He tossed it.
Right?
So I'm throwing this back.
So Isaac is dead. Malachi set Isaac up. Right. So Isaac dies.
Yes.
Malachi sets Isaac up. They get into the fight. This is the order. Bert beats all the kids' tails. He beats Malachi down. Malachi gets up though and tries to get him with the sickle axe. And then here comes Isaac. Malachi, you will die. I was like, what the what? Like, why did it have to go demonic voice on me real quick? That's the scary part, dude. I was playing the video. I was doing an activity with my students, right? And I played them because we were writing stories. So I played them the monologue from the Thriller video, right?
Okay.
So the Vincent Price monologue at the end.
Yep.
Yo, and I played it and I was like, kids, listen, in the 80s, I don't know why I listened to this record every night before I went to sleep, but every night I was scared out of my mind. I can listen to the whole monologue.
Vincent Price, man.
To the laugh. When he laughed, I couldn't go to sleep. I was scared. My kids were cracking up, but of course they didn't know who Vincent Price was. They didn't know who Michael Jackson was, but they had never seen Thriller. But you know,
I remember going to. This is when I was living in New York. I remember going to a video store with my mother and seeing the VHS tape and just beg, can we please get this?
What's crazy is
she wouldn't get it because she wasn't paying a movie price
for a video.
For like a 10-15 minute video. I understand. I get it.
I was about to say I respect moms.
Right, I get it.
Yeah. Because
eventually we did see. I think I saw it at my aunt's house. I think she had something. I don't know.
Right, because it's like MTV only played it at certain times, but they played the they
usually played the video. That's it.
Right, they didn't play the whole movie, which it was a mini movie. It was like a 15-minute movie. Right. Yeah, man. So my kids were just like,
now you got me thinking about Moonwalker.
That movie was dope.
Now that was a full movie.
This is gonna be a great show, bro. There's so many movies. The only thing that sucks is which ones are streaming, which ones are not.
Right.
So let's finish this movie off.
Keep a list, by the way, of movies that we do, so we don't double up.
I know, right? Let's finish this movie off, and then we'll go ahead.
And I just want to throw this out there for you.
Yeah.
On your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, whatever, create an account for this, like a profile.
Okay.
Because you're gonna start getting, if you use your profile, you're gonna start getting crappy suggestions in your.
That's a good point. Yo, tidbit right here. You heard it live on the Extreme Show. If you're going to be a part of this show, make sure you create a profile, call it Extreme, so that way you don't get the crap thrown at you. All right.
And then when you go into your list, you can see what's there and you could recommend them to us.
Yeah, you watch way too many movies and know way too many movie sites. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost coming home, right? We're about there. What happens at the end of the movie is the evil spirit comes, and it's in the ground. It's under the ground, right? It's in the dirt.
I thought about Tremors. I thought it was Tremors because I totally forgot about what was going to happen.
Movie too.
Tremors. You know what? It has that kind of feel. I don't think it is though.
Nah, too much sci-fi. I know Critters was our last guys movie. They did the special effects. The Caruso brothers. They did the effects.
Churrasco brothers.
Chorizo brother. What are they called?
Chorizo brothers.
You know what I'm talking about. The dudes that did the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They did the special effects on Gremlins and on Critters.
Which is almost the same movie.
Right. So back to this. So we're saying to ourselves, the fight is kind of like over because they're no longer fighting the kids in the coat because now everybody is scared. So everybody is running. No one's under the coat anymore. So the coat is kind of wiped out, right? Everybody's like, what is this in the dirt? And what is trying to come and get us? And
the kids know.
The which kids?
The cult kids.
Did they know? Because they were trying to get. They had to know because they were trying to get away.
Yeah, they were out. I mean, if I see something underground like that, I'm out too. I don't care what it is.
It could have just been an oversized gopher.
No, that was that was a tremor.
That was a tremor. All right.
Until it came out and ended up being the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life.
Bright red, green, yellow
fireworks.
it wasn't cartoon.
It was animated. It was cartoonish.
Right. It looked like a you ever go to the store and buy the blob and you put all the colors together? Yeah. It looked like that, but animated, you know.
Yeah. Like a rainbow threw up on the movie.
Right. Yeah, like it just threw up right on the film because they didn't have digital cameras back then. So the cool thing about that part though is Stephen King did write Tremors. Look at that. Look, how many Stephen King books? You have no life. She has. There's no way she has a life. If she's read this many Stephen King books. Matter of fact, his book's like 900 pages thick. Wow, that's ridiculous. All right, so the cool thing was, oh my gosh, the characters Job and Bert were the only two people trying to fight this joint. Yep,
Job was about it, and Bert was mad rude to him. Remember,
he
saved his life, man.
He was a little kid.
If that little kid didn't come, the corn would have killed him.
Good point.
And then he came and saved them. But he was like, "What did he say? Why did I tell you? Go back in the thing." Well, he would say thank you. He was like, "You're welcome."
Well, didn't right? Yeah, right. But I think as a little kid, he didn't realize what he was up against. I mean, Bert didn't realize what he was
Right.
up against, and if he felt like if they were all kids, he had it. But I don't think he knew too much about the spirit realm, like what was causing that stuff. But shout out to Job, shout out to Job, shout out to Bert, because Sarah and Vicky, they ain't do they was just chilling.
Right.
They was they
But
were
at least
chilling in the farmhouse.
Vicky was telling them what was going on.
Good point.
She was trying. What she should have done was told Vicky, like, listen, usually when I draw stuff, it happens. So maybe you want to get out of here.
I wonder why Sarah never said that.
I'm sure she knew, because she had already known about the diner, and that was 3 years ago.
But Vicky didn't realize it. Was it Vicky that realized it, or was it Bert that realized it when he saw the picture that it happened? What happened was what she drew.
Bert realized it.
Bert realized it, and that's my point. Like she, I don't know why Sarah didn't speak up. Sarah, they don't know about Harlem Notes. But listen, so shout out to our boy Tommy, man.
Tommy,
man, can't wait to softball season start back up, baby. But guys,
ankle brace now.
The movie ends on a happy note, or does it?
What a horrible ending.
Horrible, bro. This movie was probably rated like an 8.5, and then it ended and went down to a 4.9.
It was horrible. It just stopped.
But it was so predictable.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna live our lives. Should we adopt them? Or we can keep them for a week. Oh no, maybe 2 weeks. How about a month? Oh, we'll see what happens.
First of all, there's a lot of paperwork involved when you're talking about keeping kids.
Ain't no paperwork in that town, dog, because everybody was dead, dog. They was gone. There was no sheriff. There was no city hall. There was everything was corn.
They got to get their social security number. They got to find their birth certificates.
Not in whatever the name of that town in Nebraska.
Maybe the 80s, they didn't have all that.
I'm sure they did.
Maybe it was loose.
It was really loose. Remember, because you could beat your kids back in the 80s. Matter of fact,
wait, you can't do that now?
No, you can't beat your kids now, bro. You could beat your kids with the mind. You better use the force or something, because you're behind going to jail. Listen, that was what I wanted to talk about when Bert was fighting the kids. He was smacking, he was whipping Malachi like that was his kid. Like
yeah.
Like that's a beating. That was a beating.
Well deserved too.
Well deserved beating. But that's in the 80s. You could beat your kids in the 80s. Matter of fact, the environment, the community could beat your kids in the 80s too. It was like a community thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So at least they kept that part intact. We get to the end of the movie, bro, and it's like they get Bert gets in the car. And the chick pops up out of nowhere. The Terminator comes out. You're gonna die. How do you not kill a guy that's not looking and you got a sickle in your hand? Worst acting scene ever.
Right. How do you? She has the same aim as Vicky with the lamp.
Bam.
How do you miss?
Maybe they were like, I don't know. That was a bad depiction of women in that, because women are way better than that. Some of the best pictures in the world are women, man. Like, how did they miss? She was right there. Matter of fact, she was closer.
You know what it is? She did the classic thing you don't want to do as a bad guy or as a good guy. You yell before you're about to swing.
Aha! That kills the element of surprise.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I get why they do it. Now that I think about it, when you're in a movie, that kind of gives you a cue that something's coming, so you could duck your head or whatever.
Dude, I've seen some movies that aren't horror films, that are like thriller films or cop, some type of films, where the bad guy is just chilling in the car and he doesn't say a word and slashed up.
Yep, that's it. You just gotta be quiet.
Just
don't scream right before you're about to do something.
And then to cap it all off, there was no decapitation whatsoever in that scene. It just goes off. He stops her. He doesn't kill her. He doesn't break her neck. Oh, she's knocked out cold.
Yeah, that's it. Have you ever? Now I'm sure you've seen Zombieland, right? Is that what it's called?
Is that streaming?
It might be.
That's a funny zombie movie.
Yeah, but he talks about the rules, and one of the rules is double tap. So you got to make sure they are dead. Don't she already came back once.
He just knocked her out cold, bro. And once he said that she was knocked out cold, maybe he felt bad for hitting a girl. Well, but at that point, she was a cult girl.
They don't leave the car and they walk away. Where you going?
They were going to the town that start with an H. That's the only town that was near.
H-Town. They were going to H-Town.
Whoa! Oh, it's a PG show, bro. It's a PG show.
Right. No, but then leave the car there. Just pull her out and take the car. I don't remember if it was starting or not, but
did they? Well, I was going to say they didn't know if the car was working because they had a bunch of corn in the engine.
They put corn everywhere. Corn husks everywhere.
The movie was corny.
So stupid.
Guys, that was The Children of the Corn. Listen, if you guys get a chance, it is streaming right now. Check the movie out. We would love to know what your reviews are. And if you want, you can send us your reviews to our email address. That's shootthebreezepodtv@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you have to say after you review the movie. But the whole purpose of the show is that you guys review the movie while we watch the movie. So that way we can have a good old powwow conversation. Good old powwow conversation. Yes, PG, they had to walk 16 miles. I run 4 miles a day when I run. So 16 miles, 4 times that. That's me running where I run 4 times. Heck nah.
That's too much. Nah. In Nebraska.
In the cornfields. What if there's some other cornfields possessed out there?
After you went through all of that, by the way.
And Bert was hurt.
Bert was hurt. Bert hurt Bert.
Yeah. Bert was hurt. So, guys, listen, next week on the show, it is Zombie Week. We are going to do zombie films. And these, my friends, are the films that get to our brother Anthony. I don't understand how he's not scared of these type of movies like, The Exorcist and Poltergeist, the spirit movies. Those are the movies that get me. But he is... If you mention Dawn of the Dead, please be.
You're not supposed to give it away.
If you mention any dead movie, any zombie movie, please vote for it. Now,
should we just do it? Should we just do Dawn of the Dead or
no? I want them to vote. I want them to vote because some people might not like Dawn of the Dead, but that is one of the movies up there. Please don't pick some of the.
So the one that we found streaming was the 2004 one though. The old one isn't streaming.
Right, but we did find the old other movie that we're going to do.
Right. So we'll put the poll up.
The poll will be up tomorrow, guys.
Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and something else. I think.
Was it Day of the Dead?
Maybe we got to figure out which ones are streaming.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that poll up, but we truly appreciate you guys spending your hour with us. This has been an exciting show. It definitely, Anthony and I were talking earlier, like this takes us out of our original elements of music and sports and things like that. And we get to sit here and watch a movie and talk to you guys about what the heck we watched. And we'll just keep it a buck, Anthony. We don't talk throughout the whole week after the show.
No, but Wayne has a bad habit.
Oh, this dude's a snitch. I'll get a new host right after this show.
He has a bad habit of asking me what I thought, and then he'll start talking about the movie.
Anthony doesn't watch the movie until the night before the show because his brain doesn't remember stuff. He has bad short-term memory, right? So he watches it the night before the show so he could be fresh and notice more stuff that I do. I'm sitting there pondering on the stuff I saw. Like after we leave this,
and you want to talk about it, right? I get it. I get it.
Talk to is my guy. He's supposed to talk to. Nah, he wanna be secret, like Men in Black type characters. No, it's not Secret Society. But
guys, it's good that we come on here. We talk about it in a fresh conversation.
It's much more organic too.
Yeah, it's much more organic. And remember, when you guys see which movie that we're doing, watch it.
Right.
Watch it. You guys know what we're talking about because we kind of spoil the whole movie if you haven't seen it.
Exactly.
So I would say see it, and so you can follow along. You can add your comments. We'll read them. We'll talk about it. Whatever. And
we definitely like to do where you guys can call in. It just so happened we got sidetracked a little bit. I got to do some editing for the podcast. We'll probably clip out the YouTube talk, but we do appreciate you guys moderating the show for us and letting us know what was going on. We can't thank you enough.
You guys are all many producers.
All many producers, many directors, and we truly appreciate each and every one of you for joining us on the Extreme Show. Until next Wednesday, we'll be back.
So what is the poll going up so they could be on the lookout?
The poll's going to go up tomorrow. Listen, make sure, matter of fact, here we go. Boom. Please, we need help, right? We need help. And why we need help is because we need the following numbers to go up. And I know people say, well, if you're not going to follow me back, we're not going to follow you. We understand. But we can't follow everybody back because we're trying to, okay. So what we do is, though, if you guys can at least follow us, those that are watching or listening to the podcast, please give us a follow on IG and Twitter at Extreme Show. That's XSTREAM, the word show, right? Give us a follow because we're going to put the poll there. We're trying to branch off from our own personal pages because we're doing other stuff on those pages. And we really want to bring this brand and build this brand up. And if you guys can get this up, we can do monetizing and then we can show clips. Hey, right?
Still can't show clips.
Shut up, Anthony. All right.
We're also on Facebook with /Extreme Show as well.
And then make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, /
Which we actually got over 100 more.
Yeah, our Facebook's likes and follows are popping right now.
Man. Yeah, they are.
But we got to get the IG. I love IG. I mean, I love Twitter. Excuse me. Anthony loves IG and Twitter.
I like them all.
Yeah, I mean, we need them. And again, if you are listening to us, please go to anchor.fm / Shoot the Breeze Pod TV. If you're going to listen to us, this episode will be out in the morning, probably around 8 a.m. That's when I like to have the shows released because I got to go do some editing and put some stuff in there and whatever and clean up some stuff. So, guys, we truly appreciate that. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, again, please hit the 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, guys. We truly appreciate it. And again, watch the movies that
movie.
Oh, you got it's only one movie, guys. You guys vote the movie, right? It's like
you got a week to watch it.
And if we watch it, you watch it. Then make sure you guys just email
us. Don't put us through it by ourselves.
Right. I mean,
because sometimes we don't like the films. Yeah. Like Children of the Corn.
Well, I kind of like the film. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it.
But we like it ironically.
You like it ironically.
Oh, okay. I like it because of how bad it is.
Right. Danny, you said where do we go to vote? I'll tell you one more time. Go to our Twitter account, which is right here at Extreme Show. And then the poll will be right up there sometime tomorrow morning. I'll probably do it around 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that way it'll last up until what's tomorrow? Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
We try to give it a whole day's worth of time. So that way on Saturday we can view the movie.
Yep. At least we got a chance to watch it over the weekend. If I could just do a selfless plug real quick.
Absolutely.
Right after this show, probably about 10 o'clock, 10:09 right now, probably about 10:30, 10:45, I'm going to do another show called
The Love Hour.
The Midnight Love. No, my voice isn't deep enough for Midnight Love.
Neither, brother.
we're both tenors. We both sound wag, but I'm going to be doing Late Night with Coffee. Still haven't decided if it's late night coffee or late night with coffee.
I like late night with coffee.
But then it sounds like I have somebody with me that's called coffee, right?
Or it could be a God-blessed cup of coffee.
That's exactly what it is. So it's just late night with coffee. We're just gonna be up there. We're just gonna be BSing around, just talking about anything. We're gonna look at wacky news, whatever. So just follow me right here, Aunt Felici, on everything.
On everything. I like that. Miss Debbie says, "What's the next movie to watch?" Go ahead and vote. You guys pick. We don't know what the next movie to watch. It's zombie week, guys.
And you vote which one you want.
We're going to pick the 4 zombie movies that are streaming. You guys get to vote on the zombie movie by Friday, and then that's what we're going to do. And please just share the poll, like retweet it, do all that stuff. We got to get everybody to vote. The more votes we get, the more fun it looks. But if we only get 10 people to vote, whichever one wins,
whatever.
We'll watch. That's how we're going to do it. We don't
care. If one person votes, they win.
And please don't make it like the first week because Anthony cheated the first week. We got to get up out of here. We keep
I didn't cheat.
He did cheat because Pet Sematary and Killer Clowns both won, and you picked the one that came in alphabetical order, and I ain't want to do that. Anyway, guys,
as long as you guys don't vote for Dawn of the Dead, cool.
That's a bad plug. Thank you guys for tuning into the Extreme Show. Please vote for Dawn of the Dead because that's the only movie I know he's scared of. All right, we appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and hair grease, guys. We are out.
Good night.
Peace.